Hi everybody, Miss Maxwell here. Welcome to today's creative writing lesson. You are going to need a piece of paper, a pencil and your imagination, so make sure you have all of those things ready. We are going to be writing an imaginative story about this forest picture. What do you think of when you can see this picture? Close your eyes now and imagine you are stood in that forest. Think about the different things you might be able to see. What sounds can you hear? Can you smell anything in the forest? What sorts of things might you be able to touch, and what do they feel like? I'm going to start the story off for you today, and then it's your turn to write a sentence for each of your senses. Describing your different senses in a story can be a great way to transport a reader in their head to the place you are describing. Okay, this is how our story is going to start. I sat staring out of my window at the cloudy grey sky. From the kitchen, I can smell the sausages cooking for my tea, but they won't be ready for ages yet. I wish I could go for a walk. I'm sick of being stuck inside. Closing my eyes, I imagine I'm being teleported to a magic forest. I feel myself spinning round and round and round. Suddenly, I notice I can't smell the sausages anymore. Instead, I detect the fresh, damp smell of earth and the sweet scent of flowers in the air. I blink my eyes open and stare in amazement at the sight of the forest in front of me. I have described what I can smell in the story before I even open my eyes and see the wonderful forest. The first sentence I want you to write about is what you can see in the forest. You might want to pause the video here so that you can give yourself more thinking time. Write down your sentence on your piece of paper and then press play when you're ready to continue. Have you written down your first sentence? Fantastic. I've enlisted the help of some other teachers today. Let's go to Miss Easton first and find out what she's written for her sentence.
Hi Miss Maxwell, my first sentence is, I can see lots of trees.
Thanks Miss Easton, that's a great start. I wonder if someone can help us make that sentence a little bit more detailed.
Hello everyone, it's Miss Toms here. The first sentence that I'm going to up-level today is, I can see the tall green trees swaying peacefully in the cold wind.
Well done, Miss Toms. I particularly like how you described how you can see the trees moving. Now, let's go to Miss Airlie to see if she can give us an even more detailed response to what she can see in her forest.
Hi Miss Maxwell, what do you think of this sentence? Instantly, my eyes catch sight of a multitude of trees towering above me.
Excellent, Miss Airlie. You've used some pretty impressive describing words there. I like how we started off with quite a basic sentence and then added in lots more details to make it really interesting. When you do this in your stories, it makes the reader want to keep on reading to find out what happens next. Now we've described what we can see in our forests, we're going to move on to the different things we can hear. Is it noisy in your forest, or is it a bit spooky and quiet? Again, pause your video here so you can think hard and then write down your answer. Do this now and press play again when you're ready to continue. Okay, now you've had time to write down your answers, let's check back in with our teachers to see the different things that they could hear in their forest stories.
My next sentence, I can hear birds singing with a full stop at the end.
Well done, Miss Easton, and I'm so pleased to see you remembered your full stop. Have you got a full stop at the end of every one of your sentences? If you've not, go back and add them in now.
My second sentence is, I can hear birds singing beautiful songs to each other in the trees.
What a lovely thing to be able to hear. I like that you took Miss Easton's sentence, but then made it even more interesting by using a connective. Connectives are a great thing to put into your writing to make your sentences even longer and more detailed. I wonder what Miss Airlie can hear in her forest.
In the distance, the birds twitter and chirp, as they swoop throughout the lush greenery.
I can definitely hear those birds swooping about in my head. Thanks, Miss Airlie. Okay, so far we've got a sentence about what we can see and what we can hear. Our next job is to write about what we can touch or feel in the forest. This could be something you're able to pick up with your hands or maybe feel under your feet, or perhaps it's even the breeze in the forest that you can feel brushing across your face. Pause the video again now and write down your ideas. Okay, hopefully you've all managed to think of something. It's Miss Easton's turn to share her ideas again.
I can touch the leaves, and I've remembered my capital letter at the start of the sentence.
That was a great sentence, Miss Easton. There's definitely a lot of leaves on the forest floor and on the trees themselves. Your punctuation has been excellent today. You've remembered a capital letter at the start of every one of your sentences. Go back and check your work now. Do you have a capital letter at the start of every one of your sentences, just like Miss Easton? Okay, Miss Toms, your turn again.
I can touch the colourful leaves which lay on the green grass. I can touch the colourful leaves which lay on the green grass.
Great job adding in some extra detail for us again. I like that you wrote in your best cursive handwriting too.
My fingers brush the soft grass that grows up past my knees and tickles my legs as I wander along the path.
Super! Have you noticed that every one of Miss Airlie's sentences has started with a different opener? Using a range of openers in our writing can stop it from becoming too repetitive. I want you to try and use a different opener for your last sentence. We often overuse openers like I, my, or then. Why not try suddenly to change the atmosphere, next to show you're moving on to describe something new, or finally so the reader knows it's the last thing you're going to talk about. We are going to write our last sentence for today on what we can taste. This can sometimes be quite a tricky one to add into our stories. Have a think now about what you might be able to taste in the forest. Perhaps you brought a snack with you on your walk, or maybe the air itself tastes like something to you. Pause the video for the last time while you write down your ideas. See you back here in a moment. Okay, are you ready to go? First up again, we have Miss Easton.
I can taste the raindrops.
Very imaginative, Miss Easton. I hope you brought an umbrella if it's starting to rain in your forest. Okay, Miss Toms, can you help Miss Easton out and up-level her sentence?
Final sentence is, I can taste the raindrops as they trickle down my face. What do you think of that, Miss Maxwell?
Great work, Miss Toms. I think we're going to need to run for cover if this rain gets any heavier. Maybe we can go and shelter under a tall tree till it's over. While we're waiting, let's see what Miss Airlie has written for her final sentence of the day.
As I stick my tongue out, I can taste fresh water droplets from the rain.
Well done, everyone. You've all worked so hard today. I'm super impressed. If you enjoyed this lesson, why not try it again, but with a different picture? You can use your senses to describe any scene, maybe a day at the beach, or even a spooky trip to a haunted house. If you want more of a challenge, try writing a few more sentences for each of your senses, or maybe even a full paragraph.
Please share your work with us on the Kirkliston Twitter page, at KirklistonPS. You can tweet using the hashtag KirkyCreative. Thanks so much for joining us today. We can't wait to read all of your amazing and creative stories. Hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.